Welcome back to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Martina Acuna.
And I'm Shaylee Penrod. Thanks for tuning in.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Here's Sun News at Noon producer Madison Dwiggins with more on the sexual assault resources we have in our community.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I talked to Bailey Vanover, Sexual Assault Awareness Coordinator from the Dove Center, about why it is especially important for college students to be educated about sexual assault awareness. Here's what she had to say.
It's important, for anyone to know because it can happen to anyone at any time, but college students in particular are one of the more profound age groups in which sexual assault can happen. Again, sexual assault happens to anyone regardless of age, but in a college town, in a college community, that is going to be a little bit more prevalent, and it's making sure that they know that it's not okay and that what the consequences are, but then also what the services are.
Many students may not know that the Dove Center has an advocate on campus every Tuesday from 9 to 11 a.m. I asked Bailey Vanover what they want to do to make their presence more known on our campus.
Obviously, being on campus, we want to make our presence known. We don't just want to be sitting here. We're here to provide services, and so Drew has done really great with making flyers, and she's put stuff on you to use. Instagram and social media. I think that it's just kind of word of mouth, that a lot of it honestly is the students, they may not feel safe coming here, which it's nothing that we have done or that the students have done or that campus has done, but because St. George as a whole is small and Utah Tech is a small campus community, that there is still that stigma that if they're coming back here, even though I don't wear anything that identifies me as Dove Center, there's the concern that it may get back. And so just trying to erase that stigma and making sure that students do feel safe and that they know that they can access our services. Now, with that said, even though we don't have a lot of students that come and seek campus advocacy, we do have a lot of students that will call our hotline or that will come into our office seeking services. So they are getting it, it's just in a more confidential way.
For Sun News, I'm Madison Dwiggins.
Thanks, Madison. To get any help you need, visit the Student Resource Center located in the Browning Building, room 106.
Accessibility on campus. Utah Tech is in the process of starting a new program called the Student Accessibility Advisory Board. This new program will consist of some of Utah Tech's very own students that will work together to find accessibility problems on campus and then solve them. This board will be implemented this fall because Utah Tech's campus is in need of updates such as many accessibility buttons for doors on campus not working and ramps that are too steep for students in wheelchairs to easily get up. As of right now, if students find accessibility issues on campus like a broken button, they should report it to facilities management so it can be taken care of. To fill out a report, scan the QR code below.
Live and Local happened last night and Inferno is happening this Saturday. Two big events for Utah Tech University. I interviewed Jose Terral, student body president, to learn more about how Utah Tech prepared for two major events held within the same week.
So Live and Local will be happening this Wednesday. It's on the 19th. And then Inferno will be happening on the 22nd. I think with having two big events, it could be, especially with so close to the end of the school year, it's a good thing. People are more excited and distressed. And really enjoy the last of the year, make new memories before you leave for the summer. I think for Live and Local, yes. We always get a good attendance on Live and Local. For Inferno, I think it's still a growing tradition, so I'm really hopeful that we will. For Live and Local, I'm not sure how many, 15 volunteers. That includes the Student Life team, and then for Inferno, we're looking at about 50. In the fall, we had Live and Local, and then we had foam dance, and so those are kind of similar. We've never had Inferno and Live and Local this year. So Live and Local was supposed to be the last event of the school year. Inferno was supposed to be during D week, but because of schedule conflicts with Easter, we decided to move it. And I think from now on, it's just going to be the last year, the last event of the year.
Live and Local was a success last night with performances from Green Ivy Band, Blind Love Music, Low Bros Music, among others. Inferno will take place this Saturday, April 22nd from 9 p.m. to midnight. For tickets, scan the QR code below. Canyon Media, along with the City of St. George, will be hosting this year's 4th of July concert with Kelsey Ballerini. Ballerini is the first woman country artist to perform at this concert. The 4th of July celebration will be held at the Greater Zion Stadium Tuesday, July 4th, 2023, with a fireworks show from the City of St. George. Megan Church, Director of University Events and Promotions at Utah Tech, said, "I think this year you'll see maybe a few more people who aren't country fans become country fans, because Ballerini is very interesting to others who maybe don't typically listen to country." Tickets go on sale April 21st at 10 a.m. and will be available through Coney Country website. Scan the QR code below for more information.
We've all gone on really good dates and also really bad ones. Taylor Taft went around campus and asked students what their worst first date experience was. Here's Taylor with more.
First dates can be very hit or miss. Something that seems fun and exciting to one person could be a terrible idea to the next. I wanted to see what some of the worst first dates students on campus have experienced, and if despite that, did they go out on a second? Let's see what they said.
My worst first date would have to be back when I was in high school. I asked a girl to the prom. I sent her a Snapchat and I was like, "Are you excited to play pickleball?" And she said, "It's not like I'm gonna kiss her or anything. He's like a brother to me." And I was like, "Oh, that probably was sent to the wrong person." So I screenshotted it and I sent it back to her. And I was like, "Oops, looks like you sent this to the wrong person. Whoops." So anyways, we go play pickleball. We had fun. We just pretended like it didn't happen. That night when we went to the dance, I remember we were carpooling with some friends, and in the backseat of my car, she put her head on my shoulder. And I thought, that Snapchat meant nothing. She is super into me. So when I went and dropped her off at the doorstep that night, I gave her a hug and I took a step back, gave her a lot of time just to see if she, wanted to kiss. I leaned in for another hug and then I leaned in for the kiss. And she kissed me and I remember it felt like kissing a dead fish. And I've never kissed a dead fish, but that's how I would describe it. And I stepped back and she was kind of blushing and she said, "Oh, I was trying to kiss you on the cheek." And I remember in this moment I thought, "What are you doing?" But then she put her hand on my face. I'm thinking she wants to kiss me. So I leaned in again, but it turns out she was trying to turn my face to kiss me on the cheek. But I thought she was trying to kiss me on the lips. So if this was her head and this was my head, we were going like this for probably a solid 10 seconds. And eventually I ran away. I literally ran off that porch. Okay, this is where it gets worse. When in high school, people post their pictures on Instagram. And so we took one picture where she was going like this. I was going like this, like, kind of a anime sort of thing. I'm shoving you away. And I put it on my Instagram and I said, "Shout out to our photographer for perfectly describing our doorstep moment." And she didn't really like that much, but I thought it was really funny. So I don't think she really wanted to go on a second date or be my friend anymore.
This one time I went to a dance with a girl and she brought her mom with her on the date part, but luckily she didn't stick around for the dance. That was the last time I talked to her.
So it wasn't really the worst one, but it was kind of funny because we were going shooting and my dad had just gotten off work from the prison. So he came and was in like full police uniform and my date didn't know that he was my dad. So he kind of got scared for a second. Yeah, he ended up being my first boyfriend, so.
My worst first date was the first dance that I was asked to, and we show up to the county fair, we get in the ticket line, and as we're paying, he looks at me and he's like, "You got yourself covered, right?" And for food, that's all I have. So I paid the ticket, the $35 ticket, and spent the next 5 hours there just watching him buy a bunch of food and eat it in front of me and not offer to pay for anything. We didn't, but he started dating my best friend, so.
For Sun News, I'm Taylor Taft.
Those were some good first bad date stories. Do you have any crazy first bad date stories?
I have so many, but there was this one time that a guy asked me out on a date over Snapchat, and he was popular and he was older than me and I was so excited, and then on the date he was acting really weird, and it ends up he thought I was a different Shaylee and he thought he snapped a different girl.
Oh no. What did you do after that?
Cried.
Did you leave or did you go through the date?
Oh, I didn't find out until after.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it happened.
Yeah.
So there's a Shaylee out there that didn't get her chance with him.
After the break, I will be joining my co-anchors for an Earth Day trivia game. We'll see you soon.
Everyone loves a champion, someone whose performance puts them head and shoulders above the rest. But not all champions wear a medal or hoist a trophy. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. We believe abuse can be prevented by taking a hard look at how we coach, how we train, and how we interact after the last whistle. We have provided over 2 million safe sport trainings. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Earth Day is on Saturday, so I thought it would be fun to quiz my co-anchors and see how much they know about Earth. So it's going to be every man for themselves. I'm going to be asking 10 questions and keeping score as I go to see which one of you guys knows the most about Earth. Are you guys ready to play?
Let's do this.
I don't think I know anything.
All right, the first question is, what year was the first Earth Day?
1970.
That's correct. Oh my gosh.
How did you know that?
I guess I'll have an unfair advantage. I'm an environmental science major, so...
We're not gonna let her win.
Okay, second question. Most of Earth's breathable air surprisingly comes from where?
Trees.
False.
The ocean?
That's true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Let's go.
I thought I was going to stump them with those questions, but...
Nice.
Okay, question 3. Because organizers wanted to maximize student involvement, the date for Earth Day was chosen between which 2 major weeks in college?
Oh.
Spring break and finals.
That's correct. Perfect.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense because April.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that it's like literally targeted for like students and
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
our age.
that's cool.
Okay, question 4. Which activity is most eco-friendly out of running the dishwasher or hand washing dishes?
Dishwasher.
That's correct. Yeah, people actually use more water when they hand wash dishes.
That makes
So
sense.
A dishwasher is
Yeah.
more eco-friendly. Question 5. Every Earth Day has a theme. This year's theme is the same as last year. Do you guys know what that theme is?
What? There's a theme?
Go green.
That's a good guess, but
Yeah,
it's
just
false.
start guessing.
The correct answer for that one is invest in our planet. So,
I would have never guessed.
all right, question 6. True or false, Earth Day is only celebrated in the US?
False.
That's correct.
I was like, oh, she's gonna go.
I wasn't
And then Jake's
sure.
like, nope.
I love the confidence. Okay, question number 7. What are the 3 R's of water management?
Reduce, recycle, reuse.
Perfect.
Oh.
Correct.
I knew that.
Okay. Question number 8 is, where is the largest active volcano on the planet?
Hawaii?
That's false. The correct answer for that one is Japan,
I
actually.
was gonna say India for some reason, but okay.
Okay, question number 9. What is the name of the world's largest desert?
Sahara Desert.
Correct. I can't believe you guys are letting Jake get in the lead.
He's just going
bro.
for it. Yeah.
Okay, and the last question is, what is the largest animal to ever exist on Earth?
T-Rex. I don't know.
False.
The T-Rex wasn't even that
So
big.
I want someone else to guess because it's actually my very favorite animal too.
Can I guess again?
Yeah.
Blue whale.
That's correct. All right, so Jake won that with
Jake
a total of
stomped
5
us.
points. Sid had 2 points, and Martina, you came in with 1.
Oh, well.
I think it's safe to say that we all learned something new about Earth today. Honoring and protecting the planet's natural resources should not only be done this Saturday, but every day of the year.
After the break, we are going to tune in to Sun News Daily's weekly weather forecast with Sydney Walls.
Ever wonder what's just over the horizon? You should. The land of exploration is calling. Rise to it.
Hello Trailblazers, summer is almost here and your upcoming weather forecast is in. Mostly sunny skies on Friday, making way for partly cloudy conditions all weekend. Upper 70-degree temps Friday and Saturday, then jumping to the 80s for Sunday. We see those temps reach 85 on Monday with mostly sunny skies. That sun will stick around all week until Thursday. Temps in the lower 80s Tuesday and Wednesday, then back up to those 80s on Thursday. I've talked about the snowpack before. Earlier this week, I went out to Sand Hollow Reservoir to see how it's affecting the lakes. Let's take a look. I'm out here at Sand Hollow and look how pretty it is. Currently, the water levels are at 90%. Sand Hollow is a unique reservoir because directly underneath is a naturally occurring Navajo sandstone aquifer. Anywhere from 3,000 to 11,000 acres worth of water is dripped into this aquifer annually. Water is collected from the Virgin River and pumped through to Sand Hollow through pipelines. With snowpack melting as temps increase, we see water run off into the Virgin River. However, if flooding conditions occur, we can't collect that water and pump it through to Sand Hollow. The reason being that floodwater typically contains debris, sticks, and mud. Debris and sticks can cause damage to the pipelines. Thanks for tuning in to your weekly weather update. After the break, we'll head back to the studio to check in with Jake Palmer for Trailblazer Athletics.
Maybe the rush of adrenaline has nothing to do with revolutions per minute, or the weightless gasp as you crest the hill. The land of adrenaline is called. Rise to it.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans?
From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service.
Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Welcome back, Trailblazers. It was a beautiful day in sunny St. George last Friday as the Utah Tech football team finished their spring practices by holding an in-team scrimmage game. There was no score kept. It was just a time to throw around the pigskin. However, there were some new faces and new places for the Blazers. All four quarterbacks got to see action on the field, one of them being a new addition to the team. Freshman quarterback Connor Barrett threw for 2 touchdowns in his first appearance as a Blazer. The biggest play of the scrimmage was made by Khalid Robinson, an interception run back 50 yards for a pick 6. Robinson came to Utah Tech as a running back, then was moved to wide receiver, then was moved again to be defensive back. It's safe to say that he feels comfortable in his new position. Utah Tech will start their season this fall at Montana, September 2nd. The Utah Tech baseball team matched up against the best team in the WAC last weekend, Sam Houston State. Friday's game was a statement win for Utah Tech, taking the lead early after scoring 5 runs in the first 2 innings. Shane Taylor started things with a home run. Then Chase Rodriguez followed with the bunt that scored 2 runs after a throwing error by Sam Houston's catcher. They held the Bearcats scoreless until the 5th inning, but then answered back with 2 more runs of their own. The Blazers won 7-5. The rest of the weekend didn't go as well as Game 1 did, but there were still some admirable performances, such as 4 runs scored in a single inning on Sunday. The Blazers will continue WAC play in Phoenix this weekend against Grand Canyon University. The student section, known as the Stampede, is the essence of school spirit here at Utah Tech and will experience a new change in leadership. Dallas Clifford, the former president, is leaving Utah Tech and will pass the torch to the next president, Aiden Cordova. I'll catch up with them after the break.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, You've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans?
From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service.
Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Keep going.
It's not always necessary to know what lies ahead or around the next turn. The land of curiosity is calling. Rise to it.
All right, welcome back. I'm here with Dallas Clifford, the former Stampede president for Utah Tech, and the current and brand new, shining new Stampede president, Aiden Cordova. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for having us.
Good, yeah. I wanted to talk to you guys about, what you've done here at Utah Tech, being a Stampede president for the past 2 years, and you've been alongside him for the past 2 years, and now you're in the lead role. So, Dallas, what is the most important part about being a part of Stampede?
That's a pretty hard question, man. There's a lot of important things to it, but really, like, being a part of the Stampede, like every student on campus is a part of the Stampede. So the most important part is being here. I think you have to be here to be part of it. But second, it's just like having a love for where you're at and buying into being a Utah Tech Trailblazer. So I mean, like, the most important part is being here, being excited to be here, and coming out and like join us. We like to have fun. Like, that's the whole part of the Stampede.
You guys do like to have fun. I'm a videographer for the athletic program, so I go to pretty much every single game. Stampede shows up all the time. It's so funny, just turn around and you guys are doing something ridiculous, and it helps the team so much. There's so much that can be said for that. How has it grown over the years since you were the president?
So much. Just like from what you just said right there, like you turn around now and you see us all everywhere, always there showing out. When I first took over, we were coming right out of COVID, so the year before was super weird. They had a bunch of spacing and whatnot in the student section. But when I was able to come in, that was all gone. We were able to just like go right from the get-go. And so that growth has just been people showing up. I can give you numbers. I'm going to give you some numbers. We broke a lot of records just this year in student attendance. For a women's soccer game, the first women's soccer game this year, we had almost 1,400 students.
Wow.
At a women's soccer game. It was awesome.
Wow.
We also had almost 400 students at a volleyball game this year. And we had just under 2,000 at the SUU football game, which was insane.
Yeah.
Close to, we don't have numbers on this because it wasn't at our home stadium, but we estimate close to like 400 to 500 students at SUU for the football game.
Oh, wow.
And then for the men's basketball game at home here, we had a little over 1,000 student tickets that were scanned, and then we had so many students there, they had to give more tickets, so we think close to like 1,200 Utah Tech students. So just like the numbers prove the growth. It's really what it is.
That's a lot of growth there from the former president. Aiden, you were there for the entire time that he was president. What did you like that he did as president?
Just kind of like he said with that growth. I mean, that growth was really impactful for our entire team. I mean, football especially, we were able to get away with the axe at the very end of the game, and being able just to be able to storm the field on that and also storm the court as soon as we also beat them. So just having that type of growth from everybody that's involved with it, and just having fun the entire time.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's pure fun. If you're in Stampede or you watch Stampede at a game, it's just pure fun. It's awesome. Former president, current president, Dallas, what do you see in Aiden when he becomes the new president?
The number one thing you're going to get from Aiden is experience. I've been lucky enough to be kind of the front man of everything, but I have a huge team behind me. Not a huge. I have a team behind me that goes where we got only a few people. But Aiden's been there from almost day one last year helping out. So he's seen how this operates, how it's going to operate. So that experience. The number two is a passion. This dude loves Utah Tech sports. I mean, he left the University of Utah to come here because he loves Utah Tech sports. So you're going to get a passion, you're going to get experience, and he's going to keep the fun going. He doesn't want it to stop, so he's going to love it. It's going to be
fun
great.
all around. Okay, last question. Got to ask both of you guys. Both been here for a couple years. Favorite single game memory of Stampede?
I'll start it off. Favorite memory would probably be WAC Vegas, going against SU again. Big game, student sections going at it the entire time. just back and forth game throughout. I mean, everyone was there for one purpose and one purpose only, to try to help our team win, cheer our team on, and just how we were able to show out for that is a major impact on kind of what I want to bring into the new presidency.
Mine also involves SUU, but I'll take there's between the football game and the basketball game, and I got to take the basketball game. It just kind of was a culmination of the last 2 years of really hard work, and just like I like to beat them. I don't like them. I don't like the school. I don't like the people that are there. So, like, I like it when we win. And when it's at home and then I get to storm the court, it's even better. So, like I said, a culmination of the last 2 years of hard work, easily the best memory I have. I got a sweet picture from our photographer, Brooklyn Fair. It's framed. It's going on a wall. Like, it's by far my favorite memory.
That's amazing. Some good memories. I was there in WAC Vegas as well, and it's like, as Utah Tech, as the lowest seed going into the tournament, we won our first round matchup with our in-state rival. Second round, Cam Gooden has 35 points, and we lose by 1 point to a team that was second or third seed, I believe. And it's like, student section showed out for that, and that's a huge reason for that.
We won that game. Just the referees weren't there.
Well, regardless, thank you so much both for what you've done and what you're going to be doing. You've done a lot for this school. I'm very excited to see what you have in store, Aiden. So. We will see you here back after the break.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
When the rush of life transforms into the rush of elation, the land of exhilaration is calling. Rise to it.
You guys know Dallas and Aiden, both some really stand-up guys. They've done a really great job with Stampede. I'm just like, have you guys gone to any games and noticed what Stampede's done?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think my favorite are actually the basketball because I feel like you're just kind of all together and it's loud and it echoes, and those are by far my favorite games to go to.
Yeah. I love going to the games and like being a part of like the student section and just like making it so fun. It's like my favorite part of going to the games.
Definitely. And I don't think I've ever sat in the student section, but I always see the crazy funny signs that the Stampede is holding, and it's so fun. And I can also see how big of an impact it makes in the team that's playing. Either they're winning or losing, it's everything.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon.
Thanks for tuning in.
We will see you here after summer break.
Good luck on your finals, Trailblazers.